So now we've got the situation where we've sent him a quote or a pro forma invoice and he places an order. And so the question, do we have a contract? Would you ship the goods? You sent me a quote, I placed the order, would you ship me the goods?
I would always ask for some form of payment first.
Okay. We'll come back to my question now, seeing that you raised that. These are the payment methods we are going to be looking at very briefly today. There are 4 main international payment methods. Firstly, that relates to what you said, okay, cash in advance. But just as often as people want advance payment, other people supply goods on open accounts. So now if you're selling me goods on open account, you can't ask me for payment first, not so. So this depends on the commercial side again, not so. How you perceive the risks, etc., etc. Okay, so what are the other 2? And this, I'm listing them in order of security for the exporter, okay? There's letters of credit. Oh, sorry. I was repeating that one. Documentary bank collections. Those are your 4 main international payment methods. In order of security for the exporter, it's that order from the top down, not so. For the importer, the other way around, not so. This is high risk for an importer. You send me the cash, I need never send you the goods. Simple as that, okay? So it's just inverse. Okay, so let's take, so that we can answer the question that are raised on this chart. Let us just assume it's open account. Just so that we can get this, get to the guts of what I'm trying to say here. We sent him a quote or pro forma invoice. He places an order. Do we ship the goods?
No, it's still want some form of security.
No, but you're selling me on open account.
Okay, but opening the account in itself, you investigate.
Well, you've done that, and now you've given me open account. I happen to be your brother who's living in Zimbabwe, so you trust me. The crux of the question here is, do we have a contract? At what point do we have a legally enforceable international contract of sale? 99.999% of the times, at this point, we do not have a contract. Why? Because the seller on his quote, you gave me all your terms and conditions, not so. We agreed it must be comprehensive, all right? When the buyer places the order, what does the buyer do? He always adds his terms and conditions. It's very rare that a buyer would place an order without adding his terms and conditions. So do we have a contract? No, we don't. It's like this. I offer you my car for sale, 50,000 rands, voetstoots. No, I don't even say that. I offer you my car for sale, 50,000 rand. You come back to me and say, you'll buy the car for 50,000 with a roadworthy certificate. Do we have a deal? You've added a condition. Okay. So this is what the lawyers say. When do you have an international contract of sale? When you've got an offer and an acceptance. Somebody must accept something as is without any conditions, changes or amendments, not so. So this is the way it normally works. The quote is sent, the buyer sends an order with these terms and conditions, the seller looks at this, and finally, point number 6, the seller accepts it. Some call it order confirmation, others say order acceptance. We're implying, therefore, that when we accept his order, we are not saying to him, oh, I see you require this and this is going to be extra cost. That's not a confirmation, not so. So this can bounce backwards and forwards as many times as you like, but it only becomes firm when someone finally accepts the thing as is. Can we agree with that? An offer, legally speaking, the lawyers say, sum all that thing up, they say an offer and an acceptance. That's what you have to have. In real life, export without contracts of sale. You better, if you're